Good day, Nigel and Winnie. I'm thrilled to be here today at the Malaysia International Trade and Exhibition Centre, MITEC, for the special discussion. Let us begin with Nigel. Congratulations to you as the newly elected president of MATTA. And looking back into March 2023 MATTA Fair at MITEC, it has set a new benchmark by holding a Malaysia Book of Records as the largest international travel fair with 1,416 booths covering over 39,000 square meters of event space. As we draw closer to the upcoming September 2023 MATTA Fair, do you foresee the possibility of this record being broken? Nigel.
Thanks. I would say that the floor space that we're taking is still the same. We're still occupying the whole of MITEC. But this year, this fair, in order to expand even more on, what the fair has to offer, we're looking at a number of different concepts that we're going to put into play. One of it, of course, is the introduction of a career fair. And one of the reasons for that is MATTA has long recognized the need to develop talent for the tourism industry. And so one way to do it, while making it convenient for people who are already coming to the fair, is to start a career fair in conjunction with the MATTA Fair, in order to give people, especially younger people who are considering a career in tourism, a chance to explore and to see what the tourism industry in Malaysia has to offer. Apart from that, we're actually looking at some attractions, so some new exhibitors who are going to be bringing in attractions, games, a new way to set up. For example, we are talking currently to the Sepang International Circuit and a number of other attractions to bring in a bigger showcase of what they have to offer to the general public. And so these spaces are being rethought, redesigned in order to accommodate this new approach.
That is definitely something that we are looking forward to. But how about a little bit more insights into the domestic and international halls per se?
Well, MATTA Fair's format in terms of the domestic international halls remain largely the same, with the exception this year of the domestic hall. What we are actually looking at doing is increasing the visibility of our domestic stakeholders. We're looking at doing zones instead of having just individual pavilions. So this will have the effect of grouping all the relevant attraction and players, right, under the different states. And by doing so, what we hope to achieve is that when consumers come to the fair, they're not going to be hunting so much for different attractions all over Malaysia and leaving it to chance, but rather they're going to be able to say, hey, look, there's Penang, or there's Johor, or there's Perak, or there's Selangor, and everything we want to find in that state is going to be there. And so it's a different way of presenting this. It's going to help our tourism industry stakeholders up their game, and it's going to make the states, especially we hope, look far more attractive.
And you did mention Selangor will be the destination highlight for domestic. How about for international?
At the moment, we do not have a focus on any one particular destination internationally. We are expecting, I think, close to 15 NTOs that are coming in. So what we're looking at this year is more along variety. There will be some new destinations that will be coming up. We won't say just yet, right? We will announce it closer to the date. But yeah, in terms of international, we're looking at far more destinations having a presence at the fair.
Right. And one more question before moving to Winnie. What are the numbers like in terms of visitors' arrival for this September 2023 MATTA Fair?
Okay. We are projecting 200,000 visitors to the fair, as opposed to last March of 180,000 visitors. And in terms of sales, of course, we're looking at a targeted turnover of 350 million. So just a modest jump. September generally is a different crowd. They shop for different things, and that's always been the case.
Right. So, Winnie, with 200,000 expected visitors across 3 days of MATTA Fair, that is a huge number for MITEC to manage. However, knowing MITEC, being the largest venue in Malaysia. How do you look into this in terms of transportation and accessibility for the publics?
Thank you, Edwin, for the question. Indeed, we are very proud to see MATTA growing in terms of its size. And just the second edition itself, right, it's coming up to 200,000 in terms of visitors already. So these few months, it's basically very critical for us where we have been engaging with the local authorities, the communities around us, and especially the authorities like the police traffic themselves on how we are going to do better to minimize the entire surrounding. Because when we talk about traffic, right, it's not just within MITEC. You need to look at the entire surrounding of MITEC itself, which is the Kuala Lumpur metropolis area. So here, it's like, how to come in even from as far as Jalan Kuching, that road, into MITEC, and how to go out maybe to Publica or to the main road itself. But this September itself, there is a bit of a different plan that we put in place. We are talking not just about how do you say, the consumers coming through. We are also looking at the exhibitor side of it, with the largest tourism exhibitors coming through. It's basically a leap of, I think, 3 times from WTC to here, and we are probably looking at another 3,000 of exhibitors just coming through to the fair itself. So on these two sides, definitely we are more well prepared. One, with the car parks that we have been made available at MITEC itself, there's about 1,005 of car park basement that we have. Then we have been talking to Madrid and MITI to also use their car park facilities, which then sums up to about another 1,200 of car park base that would be surrounding us. So we have been doing recce's as well, to as far as the Mahkamah Complex parking bay, to as far as the stadium hockey area, to see what are the provisions that is allowed around the area. And even speaking to the traffic officers that, if there is any parking along the road, right, yes, they will be considerate so long that it does not jam up the road. So these are all in place to counter for that numbers that is to come in September.
Wonderful. We'll be looking forward to that. And I believe the parking will be a flat rate in MITEC.
Yes, it is. It's a 15 ringgit from 7 in the morning until 12 midnight. So unless that you're using touch and go, please do load, your touch and go before you come through, because I'm sure, at every parking bay that says there is supposed to be a minimum inside your car. So do not wait until the last minute when you come here. Do top up early.
Talking about parking bays, are there electronic or electric vehicle charging stations available?
Oh yes, definitely. So prior to COVID, we have already had 3 units of those in our car park. So basically, it's part of also our ESG program to do more sustainable and being environmental friendly for MITEC itself. So we do have 3 units with us.
Great. And with such huge crowd, it will come to the next part, which is refreshments and F&B outlets. So how is MITEC preparing to cater for these hungry shoppers for both travel fair as well as some refreshments along the way?
Right. Our chef, he's very excited for this coming MATTA. In fact, we have just changed a little bit of our concept. We now have a food junction to cater for more variety of local food. You need from a healthy menu like, hard-boiled egg to soft-boiled eggs, to a lot more local varieties like ice kacang cendol. We even have duck rice to cater now. So the chef is very excited. We are prepared with different food court areas in order that it can sit more visitors coming through to MITEC itself. And we are also working with our MATTA committees and exhibitors, because I believe the domestic hall or exhibitors have some local cuisines that they are also wanting to showcase and for food tasting. So different level inside the hall, there's also some different areas of cuisine and F&B that will be in to cater for the visitors.
Right. And Nigel, back to you. Looking at the inaugural MATTA Fair at MITEC or MITEC in March 2023, were there any concern being raised by exhibitors or visitors that MATA is addressing in preparation for the upcoming MATA Fair in September 2023?
Well, you have to expect that a show of this size, especially one that has just moved or upscaled, in terms of the size itself, the number of people involved, the number of exhibitors involved, there will be problems. But these are good problems and things that the committee, together with MITEC, we're working to resolve. Some of these things, which I believe Winnie has already mentioned, had to do with traffic. So we're already looking into that. She's also mentioned about food, so we're already tackling those problems. And apart from that, there don't seem to be that many major complaints as far as the fair is concerned. Our main concern now here is to make sure that when visitors do come to the fair, they are well taken care of, they are comfortable, it's easy for them to get in and out of the venue. And once that's taken care of, it will also benefit our exhibitors, and leave them free to do what they do best, which is promote travel.
Right. And I believe the registration process this round will be similar to how you all run it previously.
Well, MATTA Fair has been admission has been free of charge for quite a while now, and we will keep the admission free of charge.
Oh, that's fantastic. That's the good news that we want to hear as well. And the numbers again, that is always the part that both the organizer as well as the venue provider is in the midst of discussion. Winnie, in optimizing the attendees experience and prevent congestion or bottlenecks, a designated route is usually being suggested or proposed. And this often causes frustration to the visitors who would like to go directly to a specific hall, especially after taking a break or coming back the following day. How do we address this? Is there any suggestion from the venue to the organizer in eliminating this frustration?
I believe after the March MATA Fair, there was a postmortem being held. And it is then discussed that there should not be the forced flow kind of traffic to go onto one level first and to flow it down to another. Hence, I believe in this edition itself, there is no longer the forced flow to say that you have to go to level 3 and then walk through to level 2 and come down to level 1. So it is basically then hoping that with the free traffic, they can go to which hall or which exhibitors that they would like to purchase or see the merchandise upon. And in fact, with that, we are also looking at the safety of the seniors as well as those that could be having physical disabilities, where there will be the nearest lift, escalators, and the resting area for the seniors and this part of people, this group of people themselves. Yeah.
I might just jump in there.
Yes,
what
please.
Winnie said is something that we've discussed with the exhibitors as well.
Mm.
And given now that we don't have a constraint in terms of the size of the venue, the space, the accessibility, it's also been MATA's decision to open up this flow of traffic to allow consumers to go wherever they want to. But that being said, of course, Winnie mentioned there will be certain controls in place to make sure the safety of fairgoers are also kept a priority.
Right. And this will definitely contribute to the targeted total revenue of 350 million.
Look, this fair is going to be a lot of fun, right? It's going to be a lot more, how should I put it? It's going to be less restrictive, and I believe that with the increased experience that the visitors are going to have, it's going to be a very good environment for people to want to spend to go overseas or, even just holiday around Malaysia.
Right. So before we wrap up, is there any message that you would like to share with the attendees who are looking forward to the upcoming MATA Fair in September 2023? Nigel.
MATTA Fair, we've always committed to making sure it gets better every edition, and this is no difference. We're very excited about some of the new attractions that are coming in and the new programs that we're implementing, and we are very sure that visitors to the fair are going to have a fantastic time.
Thank you. Looking forward. And that wraps up for today. Thank you, Nigel and Winnie, for being a part of this insightful discussion, and to MITEC for providing us with the perfect setting for this conversation. Thank you again. Looking forward to MATTA FAIR September 2023. Thank you.